start the session.
Stand up, Gianna. Hey. Good morning, Miss Allison.
Good morning. How is everyone?
Okay. Okay, Gianna has something to say. Mateos, please sit down. What are you going to say, Gianna? Look at her. Look at her.
Hi.
Okay, Gianna is talking. Say what you're going to say. Welcome to
class.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Miss Padron's class.
Yes, this is our pre-K 4 class, Miss Allison. I want to say thank you for taking the time to do this with us. And we are excited and we're looking forward to hearing from you.
Great. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and tell you guys a little bit about me, and then you're going to have some time for some questions, okay? So while I'm going through these slides, I want to make sure everyone's paying attention and putting their listening ears on, and then when I give it to you guys, you can ask me all the questions you want. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Oh, the sharing is not turned on, so I sent a request.
I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Perfect. Let's see. Great. Can everybody see this? Perfect. Okay, so my name is Allison Marie Garza, and I'm a student at Baylor University. Now, there's a lot of crazy words down here under my name, and don't worry, we're going to break it down, but I am a senior in college, and what I study is cellular molecular biology, and I'm pre-medicine. So cellular molecular biology sounds like a lot, but I promise it's not. So we're going to go ahead and break it down just a little bit, okay? So, what is biology? Biology is the study of everything that's alive. So you, everyone in that classroom, Miss Garza, your teacher, your parents, your dog, your cat, your fish, everything that is alive, not a rock, right? Or a pencil, not that, because they're not alive, but everything that's alive. There was another word that I used, cellular. So what's a cell? A cell is the tiniest thing that we can be made up of, okay? So this is you down here. If we break it down, there's a lot of gushy stuff going on inside of you, right? That doctors like to learn about. So let's think about the system that helps you breathe, right? You have your lungs, right? So we go down, you have a lot of things in here that helps you breathe. But when you get smaller, you get just your lungs, right? And what are your lungs made out of? Tissues. And then even smaller, cells. So I study the teeniest, tiniest little building piece, and you can think of it like a Lego. You know the tiniest little Lego piece that gets lost everywhere and you can't find it? That's what I like to look at when it comes to our bodies. So really, really tiny stuff. So, like we said, I attend Baylor, Sic'em Bears, and we'll get back to that. So, this is more of the fun side of Baylor. So, Baylor has a lot of really, really cool stuff. This big building here, that's the science building. That's where all of my classes are. Isn't it pretty? And then we have a great football team. I'm big on Baylor football. We love going to the games. And you can even see me here down here with one of our mascots, Marigold. The university's mascot is a bear. Okay, so you're going to be seeing a lot of bears all over the place. But Baylor has a lot of really cool traditions, one of them being Dr. Pepper Hour. Every single Tuesday at 3 p.m., all the students get free Dr. Pepper. Isn't that crazy? For free? I get to go get Dr. Pepper every single Tuesday whenever I want. And the best thing about Baylor is there are real life bears. I get to go see them whenever I want. They're on campus. This is Joy and Indy, and they're the cutest things ever. And guess what? I even have a bear in my room. So Baylor's all about bears, but there's a lot more to Baylor and being a doctor than just hanging out and getting free Dr. Pepper with your friends. There's a lot of classes and laboratories, right? So coming and being a doctor takes a lot of school, okay? There's 4 big steps to being a doctor. The first step is that you graduate high school with really good grades and always listening to your teachers and being a good student and always wanting to learn. The second is the step that I'm in, okay? 4 years of college. And then after that, you do 4 years of medical school. And then after that, you do a couple more years of residency, and then you're a doctor. So I still have about 10 years until I'm a doctor. That's a long time. But it's okay because I love school and I love to learn. I know that all of you also love to learn because you're Midkiff Mavericks. That's what you guys do, right? You learn all the time. So I have a lot of really cool pictures on here. And we're just going to go through them really quickly just because I think they're fun. This thing over here in the corner that looks like a leaf, that's a bug. And I got to hold it. Isn't that cool? And down here in the bottom corner, that's a real life skeleton of an alligator. That's a real iguana that we got to hang out with in class. And you see this little plate right here, this circle. I tried to draw Minnie Mouse with bacteria and it didn't go very well because you can't really see it, but I tried my hardest. A lot of being a doctor is going through a lot of school. So you need to be ready when you're in the class and you're like, you know what? I love this. I love doing this. I just want to learn more. That's a good sign that you're going to be a doctor because doctors ask a lot of questions. And speaking of questions, we have reached that time. Oh, actually, why I want to be a doctor. So very quickly, I have wanted to be a doctor since I was you all's age, since I was 4 or 5. I told my mommy, I want to be a doctor and that's all I want to do. And that's all I've been doing. So I want to make sure that I can help others, help them feel better. And specifically, I want to be a kid doctor. So I want to make little kids like you guys and everyone at your school feel so much better so they can do their best in school and have their best time doing everything that they can. But there's something that I tell myself every morning when I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so much school left. I don't know what I'm going to do. You wake up, and you can do this too. Look in the mirror when you're brushing your teeth and getting ready for school, and you say, I am capable, I am intelligent, and I am important. You all can do this. It sounds like a lot and it sounds crazy, but if I can do it since I was your age, so can you guys. So don't worry about it. Anytime it gets overwhelming, I just tell myself those 3 things and remind myself that I am meant to be here to do this and I'm going to do a good job. So now we're at the part for questions. Don't be afraid to ask them. All doctors do is ask questions. So I'm ready to hear everything that you all have to ask.
Okay, boys and girls, we have our questions. Okay, Miss Allison, we have a question from Damien. Damien, stand up. Damien wants to know. Ask. He wants to know if you drink a lot of Dr. Pepper.
I do drink a lot of Dr. Pepper. It was made in Waco, so that's all they give us is Dr. Pepper. But don't worry, I love it.
Okay, sit up, baby. We had one student that didn't know what that was. And they said, how can she drink a doctor that is a pepper? Because a doctor that was Eli. Okay, Teddy. Teddy, you have a question. Do you sleep at your school? Loud, really loud. Do you sleep at your school?
Well, to be honest, my first year I did. So we sleep in something called a dorm. So it's like a little room that's on campus at school. I know it sounds weird, but we only do it for 1 year. And now I'm living in an apartment that's not at school.
Oh, that's good. We did a virtual of Baylor and they saw the dorms. So they were wondering if that's where you sleep. They wanted to look for you.
Yeah, well, I used to sleep there.
So they were asking me, is that Miss Allison? Is that Miss Allison? Nathan, stand up, babe. Nathan has a question.
Can you stop sharing your screen, Miss Allison?
Sure. I can see everybody.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
I want to be a doctor. What do I have to do?
I want to be a doctor.
What can you do? Well, since
He
you
wants
have
to be a doctor. What does he have to do?
Yeah, so when you are in school, like right now, you have to make sure that you're trying your very, very best, okay? Because it all starts right here. From here until you graduate high school, you need to make sure that school is your job, okay? And you need to make sure that you want to help people when they're all snotty and sick, okay? That's what I want to do. I like it when kids are snotty and sick and they don't feel good. So if you want to help people, you need to make sure that you're doing super, super good in school. And then after high school, you go to college and then make sure you do super good in college. And then you get to go ahead and go into medical school. So you just need to make sure that you love school and you're really dedicated to doing a good job and listening to your teachers, okay?
You do that, right, Nathan? Okay, Gianna. What kind of doctor do you want? Say it really loud. Turn around. Ask her.
What kind of doctor is?
So I want to be a pediatrician. So pediatrician is a kid doctor. I've always wanted to be one. So everyone in the class, I want to be you guys' doctor.
Oh, she's gonna give you your shots.
Oh yeah.
Put it in your mouth. Sit down. Thank you. Nice and loud, nice and loud.
Do you have a lot of homework to be a doctor?
Oh my goodness, girl. Yes, I do. I have, I would say I study and do my homework basically all the time. When I'm not in class, that's all I'm doing is homework all the time. Right before this, I was doing homework.
Oh, that's a lot, Catalina. You remember? Why do doctors have to wear white coats?
Yeah, so that's to make sure that they stay nice and clean. If I were to just wear the sweater that I'm getting under here and someone sneezes on me, I'm having to wash this every single time I see a patient, right? Versus wearing a coat or a lab coat. If this gets dirty, all this needs to do is get washed and sterilized, and then this gets back on, and I'm on to the next person, and I don't have to change my whole outfit.
Wow, what does sterilized mean?
So sterilize means to completely clean it as much as you can and get all the dirty gunk and bacteria that makes you sick off of it. So that way, if this patient is sick and it gets onto me, I don't take that sick onto another patient and get them more sick.
Oh, that was a great question. Okay. Eli. You say, do you want to do that too?
I will help kids with boo-boo.
Okay. Keith's asking, I want to help kids with boo-boos. Do you want to do that too?
Yes, I do.
Yes, she does. Okay, Jessie. Where's? Okay, this is a duper. Stand up. When did you decide to be a doctor?
Did you decide to be a doctor?
So when I was you all's age, I had a really good pediatrician, and we remember what pediatrician means, right? A kid doctor. Every time I would go in, I always wondered, like, wow, I really like what she's doing, but I didn't quite understand, right? Because I was little. But as I got older, I realized that I wanted to do that. I wanted to help people. So anytime that I would see anybody sick, I'd start thinking, why do they feel sick? How can they be better? What can I do? And that's when I realized what I want to do is be a doctor to help them feel better. So I decided to be a doctor when I was 5 years old.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh, I'm really excited about this. That's so nice, Miss Allison. I think that's all the real questions that the kids really wanted to jot down. But does anyone else have any more questions? Raise your hand. Karina? Okay, the rest are super shy. Karina is one of them that is very, very shy. I was surprised she raised her hand. But we were really excited. Yesterday, they wanted to know all kinds of questions. And one of them was, how long does it take you to go from high school to college? Did it take you a long time? And why did you choose Baylor? Why was that college important to you?
Yeah, so for high school to college, the second that I graduated high school, I went straight into college. Okay. So that was always my plan, is to never have a gap in between. So it was immediate. And why I chose Baylor, it's kind of funny because I applied to UTRGV, UT Austin, and Baylor. Okay. And I had heard back from UTRGV and they said I had got in, but there was something about Baylor that I was just like, I really hope that this works out. And when it did work out, it just felt like a click, right? Everything that I was looking at, I love that it's a tiny school. So I go to a private school, which means that there's not a lot of kids there. All of my classes are about the size of this class. So that's really different, boys and girls, than other big public schools because they have about 100 people. in each class, that's a lot of people. And that's kind of not my jam, right? I'm a person that likes small classrooms. So that was one of the reasons that I chose Baylor, but I also chose it because it has a really, really good medicine program, right? Which is what I want to do. And also, I like that I could have Dr. Pepper once a week for free.
I was talking to the students and I told them that a lot of my specialists, a lot of my doctors are graduates from Baylor. I see it in their offices, they're Baylor University. So I'm very proud that you are part of our campus today, part of our class. But I take this opportunity to say thank you so very much because I know you're busy.
Oh, yes, of course. It wasn't a problem. Never a problem. And I always have time to talk to you all.
Okay, well, thank you again, Miss Allison, for joining us. I will ask one last question. I told them how far away you are, about 7 hours. What's it like to be away from your family as you're studying with that difficult? How did you manage that?
Yeah, so it was definitely, I had to really learn how to do it right because I'm sure that everyone in this room loves being with their mom and dad and grandma, grandpa, sister, everybody, right? I'm over here by myself and I'm very, very far away and I can't just drive back whenever I want. But anytime that I miss my mom or my dad or my family, I think about that I'm here to get a degree and a really, really good one. And I'm here to be a really, really good doctor. So I need to make sure that I do good. So when I go home, everyone's proud of me and they're helping me and knowing that I'm doing what I need to do. So whenever I'm here and I'm feeling stressed out, I just take a deep breath. I tell myself those three things, that I'm strong, I'm intelligent, and I am capable, and that I'm going to do a good job. And that's why I'm over here. So that's what I do to adjust.
Before we let you go, Miss Allison, can you tell the boys and girls how many Hispanic doctors there are and how many female doctors there are? Because that's important to know.
Yes, of course. So 9% of doctors are Hispanic. So what does that mean, right? If we have 100 doctors, only 9 of them are Hispanic. And that is not okay, boys and girls. We need to make sure that we bump that number up, right? Because Latinos and Hispanics in STEM are very important. And STEM means science, math, engineering, technology, all the stuff that I've been talking to you about. It's very important that you like it and you want to pursue it because we need to raise that number 9. And then out of that 9, only 2 are girls. I'm one of 2 out of 100. And that's crazy. So if any of you little girls and boys in here want to be in any kind of science, it doesn't have to be doctor, but like biology, chemistry, anything that you can think of that has to do with science and asking yourself why, you need to make sure that you go into that because the world needs a lot more Hispanic students in science.
Thank you, Miss Allison. I think your mom needs to open you up to our 5th graders.
Yeah.
I am so tickled. I'm a big science freak and so excited.
I think that's a great idea. We'll see if we can organize that. For now, Miss Allison, we know you have some bears to go visit and some studying to do.
And I do have one more thing that I would like everyone to do with me if we can. Okay. So there's something that we do at Baylor called a Sic'em. Okay. So
Listen,
what I'm going to do is demonstrate it first, and then we're going to do it together. Okay. But we're going to do it a little bit different. Instead of saying Sic'em bears, we're going to say Sic'em science, right? Because that's what we've been talking about. So what we're going to do is raise our hand and
Do
make a
this.
bear claw like this.
a bear
I'm
claw.
gonna go 1, 2, 3. Hey, Sic'em science. Okay? Can everyone
Ready?
do that? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Bear
Hey, Sic'em science.
Listen
Good
again.
job.
Yay! Sic'em science.
Great
Good job.
Great
Yeah.
job. You all are going to be a great little scientists and future physicians. And remember that anytime you ask a question, that's what scientists and doctors do. So you can ask a question because that's all they do.
Thank you.
Thank
Miss
you.
Allison. Well, thank you so much again. And Ms. Padron for the opportunity. Boys and girls, you did such a great job. You made me so very proud. So thank you again for being a wonderful audience and Ms. Padron for getting all this ready. So thank you, Miss Allison. You have a great learning day.
Bye, you all. Have a good day.
You already went. Okay. I was gonna say, but that's okay. It's being recorded.
It's being recorded.
Yes. Perfect.